to introduce someone special as our speaker for today. Do you know that he just came back from abroad? He's not in Nigeria. I swear. For this travel was all Japa workshop. So in person of Mr. Japa. How was your trip, sir?
Well, not bad actually.
Oh, that's really nice. Oh, the play, everything. Don't worry, me say I never enter plane before, but at least you will tell us.
So it's no well traveling is interesting.
Oh, really?
Sitting for hours can be boring.
Oh, yeah.
I want to experience it.
You want to enjoy
Experience.
13 hours. Can you sit 13 hours?
Don't worry, when we get there.
Yeah, thank you very much. So, you're welcome, sir.
Thank you
So,
very
please, can you quickly take us briefly on maybe the overview of Nigerians just seeking to travel? But because Nigerians now, any small thing like this, we won't say Japan, Italy, we won't say, what you say to Sumi Jare. Please, can you just give us a brief overview of Nigerians trying to seek opportunities abroad?
Okay. And you can sit down.
Thank you very much.
So that I will not be the only one. Everybody should sit down.
Yeah.
Okay, so officially let me welcome everybody on board again. Thank you so much for gracing our event. We host this every month, once a month, different topics, and we just try to educate people. And thanks to those online too. Thanks for connecting with us. So, brief overview, yeah,
Yes.
on the Japa syndrome. I think you asked the question now, like who here doesn't want to Japa? There's nobody.
Nobody raised up there. Everybody wants to fly.
Everybody wants to Japa, but you know, I'm of the opinion of that people should not Japa. You should relocate. There's difference between relocating and Japa. I used to talk with you.
Really?
Yeah, there's difference. There's different. I will explain later. But to answer your question, the syndrome, I think number one, the fear of Tinubu is the beginning of Japan. I think so because 2023, I used to tell people that only me, I single-handedly moved like 100 people to UK that I helped the process to UK. Only me. So I'm now looking at, if you now look at other, and that's 2023. The company is not even as big as it is now. And I have like 100 people to travel in 2023. So you can imagine other bigger companies, the inflow of people that they would have helped to travel out. So it was actually something that kickstarted, I think, in 2023 with Tinubu in power. Everybody's like, hey, economy, Nigeria is finished. Everybody wants better life, I believe. Better economic, financial sources, majorly. I think these are things that instigate people to want to Japa. I'm very, very sure because the idea of Japa came from running away from somewhere. Yeah, we are running away from Nigeria. We are running away from Nigeria. And what are they running from? From bad economy, bad government, majorly. That's what they are running from. And I don't think since between 2023 and now, it has not stopped. You know, I was telling somebody recently that people traveling in 2023 and traveling in 2024 is different because of the cost of travel. It's really high now compared to 2023. Now in 2025, it's even higher. But that has not reduced the people that are actually wanting to Japa or that are, instead of reducing it, people are finding a way to go and gather money, to find the money they need by any means possible to just Japa. And I don't blame them. Personally, people have come to ask questions from me like, hey, should I Japa or advise me, should we travel out or, you know, people have asked those kind of questions.
Okay.
And I always answer like, it's a personal question that I cannot answer for you. However, I used to say this: if you don't have a business in Nigeria, like such set up business that is already doing well and you're making good money from, or you don't have an inheritance, maybe your daddy, your mommy, grandfather, grandmother have one inheritance and some millions of naira somewhere for you that you'll be earning later. And your dad is not a politician. you don't have any business in Nigeria, in personal opinion, because um, the Nigeria of today, economically, we are still far from achieving meaningful progress. So, individual financial future lies in their hand. Our economy, the government, I, so far I can't see anything they are doing to help individuals achieve financial freedom, to some meaningful extent. So if you don't have a business, you don't have an enterprise you're looking forward to, your relatives are not politicians that's spending some big money from, please relocate. And because it's not that because it's easy outside of the country, like people plug money on a tree or something, no, but life is easier. Standard of living is easier, it's cheaper. Feeding is not that one will both of us be minus from your problems, because you will buy one full chicken, and but when you complain to the UK about their issues in the UK, if you carry £5 enter supermarket, you will buy, food stuff everywhere. So that was is half of your problem. Then there is job that pays you, no matter how small, you are getting a job. So this helps people financial stability. And that's why you see that you hear people travel out on 1 year. And they're out in calling. It's not like they are picking money on the floor though, but it's because of the financial stability that the economy provides that it's easy to save. It's easy to live comfortably without spending a lot. And then by the time they send the little that they have over there, with the exchange rate that is going mad, there's big money here. Yes. If you have family in UK, they want to send £500 saying that's 1 million plus. That's big money, ordinary £500. So by the time they send £400 or £500 there, they will be doing quite a number of stores in Nigeria. So don't let me drag that.
Yeah, I really love that answer, sir. That's a very great answer. And that will bring me to GISA. We actually have a community, Travul community. We have over thousands of people there in this community we are building. So people ask questions, our clients, people from the group have questions, and this and that. How do I go about my visa? How do I go in? Should I go for a low budget traveling? A lot of questions in which I have a collation of all of them. I have tons of questions that you let me provide answers for. So we can just, if you have pen, paper, just put down something. If you have questions, you can just put it in pen. So after the section, I'll just get some of the questions that we have so we can provide answers for them. Yes.
That's so, yeah.
First question I have is number one. What are the easiest countries for Nigerians to migrate to in 2025, sir?
Easiest?
Yes.
To migrate from. Okay, so I'll answer that question the best way that I can.
All right, sir.
When we're talking about easiest country to migrate to, it has to do with budget.
Okay.
Because if you have 20 million, 25 million in your account, UK can be the easiest country for you to migrate to. In fact, if you have 25 million, I can guarantee that you'll be in UK clearly, that's it.
29th March.
By 29th of April, you'll be in the UK if you have 25 million.
Oh.
100% guaranteed. Okay. 1,000% guaranteed. If you have 25 million, either through study or through work, any of the two, direct work. So, money influences country and the cheapest. So the cheapest now is relative. What is cheap to somebody might be expensive to another. So when I want to answer that question correctly, I will say there are three categories of countries that are accessible in 2025 that people can migrate to easily. And number one is the UK, Canada, US, US, then Australia. Those are four categories, first category. Okay, but you can only aspire for these four if you know that your financial budget in your accounts, you can boast of 15 million. Okay, minimum. That's through study or work route, not visit. there are cheaper routes to go, cheaper costs to go through visits or tourists. But then, if you travel to any country through visit or tourists, it's problematic. People do it, but then I let them know that you should be prepared for the kind of war. You can't rent house. You can't go to hospital because you're a visitor. So they don't give you documents. It's been using other people's documents to work, to go to rent house for you to live. So it's difficult really for people that travel mostly with visit visa. But for you to travel with rest of mind or peace of mind, you should consider either study route or work route. And Canada, UK, US, Australia are the top for somebody with a budget of less than 15 million upward. So if you say I don't have 15 million, no, but at least 5 million to 10 million,
Okay.
then I'll say leave UK, leave US, leave Australia, leave this place. Focus on Schengen countries, Europe. They are beautiful countries too. France, Germany, Italy, um, Luxembourg, Portugal, beautiful European countries. And with 5 million to 10 million, you can do a study entry into any of these countries, study or work entry. Study is easier and faster than work for European countries. But at least with 5 million to 10 million, you can access any of these European countries, especially um, now Romania is the latest European country to join the Schengen country, meaning if you get Romanian visa, which is one visa, you can use that one visa to travel 29 countries,
Really?
all Schengen countries.
Wow,
So Romania is there, Albania is there, then there are other Schengen countries too, like even France. If you get only France visa, you can use France visa to go all Schengen countries.
All the 27. We done that one, France.
Now 29, yeah, 27.
That's
Two has joined
interesting,
them.
though.
It is actually.
Wow.
So, and with 5 million to 10 million, you can actually achieve an European travel package if that's your budget. But for those now say, I don't even have 5 million. I don't have.
I'm checking my pocket.
It's traveling is budget.
Exactly.
It's
Yeah.
financial expenses.
Money.
Yeah, it's money. So if you not say you don't have 5 million at all, but maybe 2 million, 3 million, 4 million, is it 2, 3, 4 maximum that I have is 5 million. I personally advise people like that, okay, just focus on Gulf countries. It's for starters. Gulf countries are Dubai, Kuwait, Oman, Qatar. They are Gulf countries. They are not places you go to say you want to go and settle down. They are places you go to also. So I advise people, if your budget is 5 million below, at least you can get a work package to Kuwait, Qatar, and the likes that will cover that the whole of your flight, accommodation, work, everything will be within that.
Money. It's not that we'll be
That
looking
5
for flight
million.
money again.
No, it will cover because the companies that offer employment from these Gulf countries will cover the flights. They always provide flights. So, but it's not a country you go to say you want to go and settle down, because if you spend 50 years in Dubai, you are a visitor. There is no PR. Like UK, Canada, that if you do 3 years, 4 years, 5 years, you become a money. They recognize you as their citizen. Any Gulf countries, Dubai, Qatar, use 100 years, you're a visitor. They don't recognize permanent citizens. So places like that, you only want to go for a year, 2 years, 3 years, work and gather money. And then from there, it's easy. In fact, from there, you can cross to Germany. From there, you can cross to Georgia. From there, you can cross to UK directly if you gather enough funds. So it's easier that way. And the reason I recommend that is, Nigeria economy today, except you are really, like I said before, you have solid backbone, supporters, or a good business that is pumping money, to save and gather money up for maybe a travel project or something is difficult. Very, very difficult. So that's why when people say, I have only small money, I tell them, go and use that money to go and work in maybe Dubai or Kuwait. Because that way, at least I can, from the jobs we've seen so far from places like Kuwait and Qatar, you can be getting 850, like 700 to 1 million monthly salary. Yeah, in Naira. So, and with that, you manage yourself and you are saving maybe is 500K, what have you, monthly for 2 years. You enter UK.
Oh,
So those are the three categories based on budgets.
okay. So that go to UK, high budget, or Schengen,
You
or
need
Gulf,
budget, you need
the
that.
Gulf countries. That's really interesting too. Hey, you were saying something about study route. So what if I want to just travel out of the country with study route and I'm looking for maybe a fully funded scholarship? What do I do about that, sir?
Okay, so the reality is that fully funded scholarship is possible.
Okay.
100%. I've seen um, people benefited from it. One of my friends, she just moved to the US this year to do a master's, fully funded scholarship. Remember by name. And in fact, she moved to, I processed a application for her from Nigeria to Costa Rica. She got 10 million scholarship.
Wow,
She
that's
got to
a
study in
lot.
Costa Rica.
Wow.
And then when she finished, and that's a BSc. So immediately she finished her BSc in Costa Rica, she applied to US and got another scholarship to do a master's in GS. And she just went to US this year. So scholarship is actually possible. It's what I've personally experienced. I'm very close. However, it's tough. It's not easy to get.
Okay.
That's why personally I don't do the application for people again. Not because of time, number one. It's something I love to do, but time doesn't permit again. Why? Because you have to be ready to do a lot of research, to know which is the best scholarship to apply for. And then when you do your research and highlight as many as possible on ground, then you have to be ready to apply for a lot. A lot. I tell people, oh, I've gotten 6 grants. Or when people hear me say I've gotten 6 grants, they are always like, what? 6 grants? And I'm looking for one. I've been applying. Well, I've gotten 6. I got on the Bank of Industry, Pollination Project, Nigerian Brewery, and the likes. But when I now say, I've applied to about 250 grants before I got 6. Then they open them and say, 250. But that's how the success formula really works. You increase your chances by increasing the applications and the try that you put yourself in. But there are many they are unlimited actually. You can't even apply to them alone. I mean to the open slots that are available. You can't apply alone to them. So it's a lot. But people are lazy to sit down and do research.
That's it.
And then after you finish your research, you now start applying. That's where the real work is. So when somebody comes to me and say, come and apply for scholarship for me, I charge 2 million. Flash.
Yeah, the stress and everything.
Yes, just for scholarship. I charge 2 million because it takes time and it takes effort, and it takes those times and effort that people cannot put in. But if you have the money, you can bring the money where people use our own time. That's why we are here, to monetize our time.
Now, I'm a Nigerian, sir.
Okay.
So, me being a Nigerian, if I want to travel out of the country, maybe I need a work permit. Which country offers a work permit even without job sponsorship, sir?
Without job sponsorship, work permit.
Which country, sir?
It's rare. You see, it's rare. It's rare because when you're talking about work permits, this is how it works. You must have gotten a job offer in the country that you want to go to first.
Okay.
And then when you get the job offer, you use the job offer to get work permits. You use the work permit to get visa. So you see, it's 3 stages. So you get job first before you can access work permit. When you get work permit, you use your work permit to apply for visa. You use your visa to buy tickets and fly. So if you are not saying getting work permit without job offer, so it will be you will wait for a long time because it will be very difficult to access that kind of offer. The best route is, if you are looking for a work permit, get a sponsorship first, get an employer in any of the countries that you are planning to go to. And these people are available online, whether on LinkedIn or Indeed. There are so many websites that employers are listed. And I've seen people who have personally reached out, on personal research, go online and talk to employers in the country that they are looking at traveling to. And they get these people's contact, discuss with them one on one, and they get the offer from them. And once you secure your offer, the next thing is to get permit, apply for visa, bye bye to Nigeria.
Yes, so I want to leave Nigeria. Another question, sir. What are the most budget-friendly destinations for Nigerians looking to Japa to relocate?
Well, you say budget friendly. Well, it has to be personal budget.
Okay.
Personal budget. So, and I think I'll take it back to the first answer I give in terms of locations to go in 2025. So, budget friendly locations. UK is budget friendly.
Pocket report.
Yes. And when I say budget friendly UK, maybe study, not work.
Okay.
Because for UK study budget friendly route, you are paying some part of the whole expenses that you need to pay. You are paying some part in Nigeria. So that's the budget friendly part of it. It is when you now arrive in UK that you will be paying, that's the study route too, that you will not be paying the remaining part to the school in installments.
Okay.
Maybe 5 installments, 3 installments to the school, after you arrive there. But if it's work, you don't have that opportunity. All your expenses, you will pay everything before you leave Nigeria. But study, you pay small, small. And I think that's the budget friendly part of it.
Like that, should be paying it small.
So I mean, once you have like maybe £4,000, £3,000, £5,000 student deposits, the rest is visa and flights, and then you're gone. So that's I can recommend for UK as budget friendly. But any other budget friendly, I think is depending on the individual and personal budgets that you have. Like I explained before, if it's below 5 million, look into Gulf countries. 5 million, 10 million, Schengen, Euro countries. Above, then
UK.
exactly.
Right.
Exactly.
Thank you very much, sir. And another question is, how can I find a cheap flight ticket that is affordable?
Well, cheap flight tickets. Well, actually, there are cheap flight tickets. But my best recommendation or answer to that question is if you are looking for a cheap flight ticket that is avoidable, book your ticket 2 months, 3 months before your travel date. There is no other way to have a cheaper. In fact, the longer the timing you book the ticket, the cheaper. Like, for example, if I want to travel to UK next week and I need to book my ticket today or tomorrow, I'll be paying like 1.2 million, 1.5 million for one-way ticket to UK. But if I want to travel in December and I want to book my ticket now, I'll pay like 400k. So you can see the margin. I'll pay like 400k, 500k for my ticket.
Okay, sorry, sir. Okay, I'm traveling in December. If I'm booking my ticket now, I'll see 400 naira, 400k or
400,000 tickets.
Because of the duration, the time. And what if it's December time and maybe things got increased?
It doesn't affect you.
Oh, really?
No.
That's
once
like
you've paid,
I can continue booking.
Once you pay,
it will rise. The price
will rise because December time is peak period for travel for everybody. So ticket is always expensive in December for everybody. However, people that buy theirs 3 months, 4 months, 5 months before, that does not affect them actually. And the companies, the airlines too appreciate. They want you to buy ahead so they can get money, to use for business. So that's just the advantage. They know you are not traveling now, but you've paid. So they have your money for business transactions. So whenever you are ready, don't worry.
What if in the case of maybe I decided not to travel again in December and I've already paid for my tickets?
Well,
and my flight is now January.
You want to extend?
Yeah, extend.
And so you have So there are 2 ways about that. If you want to say, I'm not going in December again, I'm going in January. If you are saying that in December, there will be problem.
Please,
You will
definitely.
pay all that money that you don't want to pay since 3 months ago. You will pay it between that December and January.
Okay.
But if you say, "Oh, I'm not traveling again," you want to cancel the trip, a percentage of your money will be gone because it's been a reserved seat that somebody else might have used, but you reserved it, so they will refund some money to you, but some will go to the company.
So which country have the fastest visa processing time for Nigerians? Okay.
Fastest. Let's all of us forget Canada.
Canada.
All of us forget Canada. If they are talking about countries with fastest visa processing, remove Canada from your mind. In fact, the first thing I tell people is if you want to travel out and looking for fast, just don't think Canada, because minimum you need like 6 months for Canada, for peace of mind, for your own peace of mind. Because after your biometrics, the next 2, 3, 4 months, until you make decision yet, like they are still. That's just Canada.
That's their. Is it their law they are following?
Yeah, it's their standard.
Oh.
That's how Canada operates actually. So you have to give them that time for whatever it is you're doing. Even if you come to me and say I want to do Canada, the first thing I ask is, before I ask how much you have, I ask, do you have 6 months to wait?
To wait, because
So, but for UK, I said it that if you have 25 million, if you want to be in the UK by
next
April
month.
ending, I say it's possible, and I guarantee that actually
Okay.
UK visa processing time is between 3 weeks, maximum 3 weeks. I've had visa approval for UK in 3 days. Like we submit on Friday, the visa decision came on Tuesday. So UK can be very fast.
Okay.
So anybody that wants to run away fast, I recommend UK actually.
It's only UK.
And well, not only UK, but it depends. Schengen takes time too. After the biometrics, you have to wait like 3 weeks. And that 3 weeks is the base. It can be more, but cannot be less. For European countries, France and the likes. Yeah. Dubai, UAE, Gulf countries, they are faster. But for relocation, not for relocation, but maybe you're going for tourists or work. So that's just
thank you. You answered the question. Thank you, sir.
Well,
So I have another question, sir. What alternative routes exist if my visa application comes denied?
alternative route. If you have visa denial, everybody at some point or the other will definitely all experience visa denial. Maybe for US or Australia, or it will always happen. If that happens, the number one thing to do, I think, is to reappeal. You can reappeal visa denial, and you can tell the consular you don't have the right to deny my visa for this reason, this reason, and that's the appealing part. So we can always reappeal, and if you appeal and you still got denied, you might want to retry
All over again.
another country.
Okay.
If you are not banned, there's banning, there is denial, there's ban.
Okay.
May we not be banned.
Amen.
Because Canada, UK, if they ban you next 10 years, you can't apply. It's always 10 years straight. You can't go to the country for that 10 years until after. So, but if it's not a ban, if it's a denial, you can reapply like immediately next week or upper week, or there's no restriction to how soon or when you can reapply for a visa that was denied.
Thank you, sir, for that question, for that answer. How can I transition from a student visa to permanent residency?
Okay, so that's easy. Every country, if you enter through study route,
Okay.
they all have what they call post-study visa,
Okay, sir.
which is the country saying, oh, you have come to our country to study for 1 year or 2 years or 3 years. Now we give you post-study visa, and that is meant for you to work. Like, after your study, you can work for a year, 2 years,
with that same student visa.
Yeah, it's a student visa, but they call it PST. So
Okay.
you use it to work for a year or 2 years. When you are rounding up on that, they're giving you the opportunity to have, you know, firstly you studied,
Yes.
then now you've worked as a student, so now you have on ground experience, and that will give you opportunity to secure a better job with an employer that you desire. So that's how you can progress from students. You can. It's not compulsory to use post-study visa.
Oh, that was
We
another aspect.
we have cases of students that when they finish, they got an employer directly. Like they got a company or somebody that gave them job. So on it last year, about post-study visa and the likes. You just go straight into labor. So, but for somebody who finished studying but there's no company to offer you job here, you can go for a full study visa, use that to work for a year or 2 years, then switch to a company that gives you a job. So, by the time you do that, it's maybe 2 years study, 1 year, 2 years post study, 4 years. By the time you are getting another job with another company, a year or 2 years, you are already running 5, 6 years, So with that, you can qualify to apply for PR, permanent residency, and for Canada, it's not even that far. For long, 2, 3 years, you can apply for permanent residency in Canada. It's actually fast. It's more faster than UK. UK, you have to do 5 years before you can get permanent residence.
What about US, sir?
You almighty US. US gas you. Hey, to get permanent residence in US, it's possible.
Okay.
But unlike UK and Canada, it's more dynamic and people most likely use alternative routes of marriage, or maybe they get a company, all these Amazon, Microsoft, these bigger companies, a very solid big employer can give you a route to PR. In fact, the most common that I know in US is marriage. People will, find a way to cross. Then it happens in all countries, though, but I think it's more prominent in US. Marriage to permanent residency is a lot more.
What if I don't want to get married? Just want to get permanent residence.
So people,
How many years?
when you get permanent residency like that, it's not they don't really give you the year count for especially for US. You get your documents, you travel without any restriction or limitation for at least minimum 5 years. No carry you.
I can get.
No.
No, I'm not that. Okay.
Okay, how it will take you?
Yes, start doing marriage, start doing job, like normal level.
Now, it depends. Do you enter through study or through work? If it's study, it's longer because when you finish working, when you finish studying, you are expected to still work, gain on-ground experience, and then have that history in the country and record majorly, which is what they are banking on. To see your record as a student, your record as a worker, and then you put all of that together to fight for PR. So by the time you combine that years, I don't know, maybe study is 2 years or so, work experience another 2 years thereabout. But if it's a direct employment through an employer, so it doesn't need to be that long because especially if you have these reputable companies, Microsoft, all these tech giants, kind of, it's shorter, it's faster through them as an employee of the company. It's faster to enter PR. Yeah.
Thank you very much, sir. So, sir, how do I apply for a visa without a strong financial statement?
Oh my leave. 25 million like me so far. It doesn't have to be the
If I didn't have if I didn't have 5 million,
Okay. If you don't have 5 million, how much do you have will be the question.
maybe like 2 million, 3 million.
What you answer?
You can go to Dubai.
Gulf
Qatar.
country.
Gulf countries.
No.
You don't like
Budget is anything, man.
it's budget too. But if you don't want to do Gulf countries with that budget, the alternative is to do visit and tourist visa. And if you are doing that, maybe to UK, like 1 million to do visit tourist visa.
Visit.
Yes.
But you don't be free to work.
But you know the limitations. There are
Wow.
plenty.
So you cannot go out. You will not be free out there.
You will be free out, and there are more than 1 million people on visit visa in the UK, in fact in the US. Up on US, UK, people that enter on visit visa. But they are limited.
They can't work.
Nobody will arrest you on the road. Nobody will arrest you. But you can't say, I'm sick, I'm going to the hospital.
Wow.
You don't have that kind of card. You can't, if you have kids, you can't send your children to school. If you enter a country with a visit, you can't even rent house. You can't go to a landlord and say, I'm going to rent. They say, where's your ID card? Or, this is a visit. They won't rent you out.
But they said in the US that the presidents are deporting them.
And that's people, Trump is fighting are not even people that enter illegally. There are people that enter illegally. Meaning, people that enter on visit visas inclusive. Because when you collect a visit visa, what you told them in your country is, I want to visit and I'm coming back. So when people now enter, they don't come back. They become illegal.
It's not easy now. How will you come back?
That's the problem.
When you leave Nigeria, this Nigeria.
So I want to see Donald Trump. If you enter into US via study route or work route, Donald Trump will no problem be enjoying your life in US. But you say you are coming to visit us. And you've been visiting for 5 years. You not go back, I will send you back. That's what he said. So can I go back to the question?
Yes. How do I apply for a visa without a strong financial?
Oh my Leo. Without strong financial. Okay. There's a way to apply without a strong financial statement. Now, when you apply for a visa, have you heard about POF here? Proof of fund. Say you need to do proof of fund to show that you have money. We do it here too. Put money in your account, 50 million, 100 million, we'll put the money there to show. Is to show strong financial. But the only way you can apply for visa without showing that is if you are applying for a visit or tourist visa, you need POF, you need strong financial record because they are telling them, I'm coming to visit your country. Meaning I'm coming to spend money. That's a tourist and a visitor is coming to spend money. You will go to places, eat, rent hotel, where you will stay. So you have to show before you leave here that you have that money.
Yes.
I'm capable.
I have the money.
So you have to show it even though they don't have it. Then who will do POF? Carry another person's money in their account, print the statement and show that, I have. So people do that. So if you are going on tourist and visit, you must show. If you are going to study, you are going to spend money in the country. You must show strong financial statement for study routes too. Show that, I have enough money to pay now. Show that I have enough money to pay after I arrive for the remaining of my school fees. And you have to show all of that from here too. But the only instances where they don't require financial statement from you is if you are traveling to work, direct employment. You don't need financial statement because they know, you are coming to make money, not to spend money. That's if you have a work visa. So they don't need statement from you, so they know if you are arriving at least a month at most, you will resume work and start making money as a work visa. So that's the only circumstances where you can apply for visa without a strong financial.
Thank you very much, sir. Which country offers a quick permanent residency option?
I think I answered that. It's Canada, actually. It's faster. You have a question?
I want to ask, maybe the travel will help. If you didn't have anything, then when you get there, you'll be paying back.
Okay, that's like the third. Sorry, not third. We've said 3 already. That would be like the fourth grade.
Yes.
Fourth grade of
when
traveling.
When you are working, you'll be paying back.
We call that the sponsorship sponsorship package.
Okay.
It comes as sponsorship or partial sponsorship package, and it's rare, it's scarce. And the reason is because
People used to
there
Japa.
are like 1 million people that are
disappear.
looking for it. Sponsorship. It happens, once in a while. We do have offers where companies will call that give us workers, give us people. We need people to fill so position. And the tickets, the flights, the visa, the company covers the cost. When you get there,
You pay.
they start removing from the salary. We once had an offer for Mauritius. We had for Mauritius, we had for Kuwait and Oman. Then it was in Luxembourg.
Yes.
We once had for Luxembourg too. So, but that kind of offer, over the lane, within the next 5 hours, put it down. You know why? Some people, I want to call documents on Jolati 1 year ago. They are just waiting.
Waiting for the offer to open.
And this offer, they are slot based. When they drop like that, they say, oh, we have 5 slots, we have 10 slots. So when this drops, it is first come, first serve.
Other than that,
Send your
waiting for it.
documents.
Ah. You don't know person.
On any yara ni come on.
Irú àwọn àtàwọn àmọ̀yàn yìí ṣe ta dẹ̀ ń retí pé àtúntì ẹ̀ wọlé.
Ẹ ti mọ̀yàn náà nìyẹn báyìí. Because those of us, the reality is they don't wait. Because, we have a community, like for travel, for instance. In our community, now, our WhatsApp, we have 1,500 WhatsApp community, then Telegram. Overall, about 2,000 community members. If we have this kind of offer, I drop it in the group because that's where all our offers goes. Immediately to buy your group, right?
So like 100 people said they apply.
Like 100 people will be in our DM. I want to, and then we will not respond. It's our custom. We are proud. It's not our fault. We will not reply, but when that offer is going out, requirement is always listed. Documents needed. Number them 1, 2, 3. So no matter how many messages you send, if I did not see if it's 10 documents that is mentioned, if I did not see that 10 document complete in my DM, I will not respond to you. And some people who have it take up the slot immediately. So that's just the thing about sponsorship. But it's rare. And as much as budget-wise, people might not be able to go for what they want, and they might want to subscribe to sponsorship package, which is cool if it's available. But aside that, my best recommendation is whatever budget you have, you can actually use it to start from where. My favorite quote is that where you travel to, it's not a matter of where I love to go. It's where your account balance allow you to do.
Allows you to do. And it depends. The work you work there will even help you how.
To gather more, and then you can then begin to move from there. So that's just.
I would love that. Moving from here to.
But the advantages of some people say, I want to go to maybe Gulf countries that have had it, and from North America. I want to ask, is it that their payment in one country is greater than another that makes people to decide, or but I think there should be some countries where we give relief, rest of mind, and all these things. The money might not be much, but the tax in some countries. So I want to know the difference.
Even that's why
what one need to consider.
That's why Gulf countries is for starters. Like I don't have money at all. Maybe because normally I won't recommend Gulf countries to go and work. It's stressful. I've been there. It's very stressful. Number one, even the environment is not peaceful. It's hot. It's like hellfire. If you are walking on the street of Dubai or Kuwait, oh man, the sun, and what you want it's so hot. So the environment is not conducive. AC everywhere. AC office, even shop. When I small shop like this, AC everywhere is AC because It's a very hot country. And the pay, if you okay, like Gulf countries we are talking about now, I mentioned the salary range earlier, 700,000 to 1 million monthly salary. If you enter UK minimum on average will be paying you 13. In fact, 10 is worst case, £10 per hour, which is worst case scenario. You will be getting 13, 14, 15 per hour. So now when we say work is per hour, meaning if you are ready, if you can do 24 hours and not rest, you are welcome. There is work. So £10 times 24 hours. O ti pa owó Kuwait, owó monthly salary Kuwait, o máa pààyàn one day in UK. So that's the difference economically with these countries. Plus, UK as a country, the environment is better than Dubai.
But you mentioned like 5 countries.
Yes.
But is it only what do you say that the sun is too much? Others is
Wait,
the
it's the same. All Gulf
It's the
countries they are the same.
Anyway,
Saudi Arabia, you know they are Gulf. That's why they call them Gulf countries. They are a country on deserts. They are not. They don't have water.
Wow.
So they are surrounded by deserts. In fact, they are founded on desert. They are surrounded by deserts. Just sand. Are you aware? In fact, nígbà tí mo wà ní Dubai, tójò wá rọ̀ ní ọjọ́ kan, bóyá ní in 1 year, òjò lè rọ̀ maybe twice. Tó bá rọ̀ báyìí, everybody máa gbé camera ni. Rain hardly fall. The government have to create their own rain in Dubai, especially because it's too hot and it's destroying things. So they have to pour salt. One of the industrial guinea pump in sodium, which is salt, into the sky. So they pump a lot of salt into the sky, and then nobody eats whatever kan, ó máa di omi, ó máa rọ̀ sílẹ̀ as rain.
How long is salt?
Ó máa salty náà.
Salty rain.
They have to create that, to cool the country at some point. They still do it like every year. They still do it now. Maybe they will find a better way, but they still pump water, pump salt into it because it's very hot. So, and it's all Gulf, Kuwait, Oman, Saudi Arabia, they're all the same environment. They're all the same.
Thank you, sir.
We have questions on.
Oh, we have questions online? Okay, let's take it. Sorry.
Okay, a question from Okiki Michael. How do you stay competitive in an industry where new travel agencies are emerging regularly and international agencies are also expanding into the Nigerian market?
We've pushed ourselves out there into people's faces through content creation. We don't joke with content marketing. So we create a lot of content. We want people to know we exist, and that's why we do the approach or the dimension of content that we do, so that people can know that there's a company said that is called Travul. So that awareness, that level of awareness that we've created for ourselves has helped us to remain competitive. In fact, at some point, I've gotten some calls and partnership offers from outside Nigeria based on our social media presence, and the people are like, "Oh, when I saw your social media presence, I thought you were a very big company, because that's the image we give outside. That's the level of the branding, the packaging, how we present ourselves. So some people even assume that we are maybe as big as Wakanda, but we'll get there small.
Yes.
So that's just it, Mr. Michael. You have to be strategic about positioning yourself. Be heavy about content marketing, then branding. You have to find a way to make yourself stand out. There's a lot, like you said, of agencies out there, but Travel.org stand out. There's no way we will not stand out, actually. We are conscious about that. We are very, very serious about standing out. We don't want to mix up with hundreds of agencies that are out there. In fact, we don't even see ourselves as an agency. That's part of our brand. This is a travel fintech company. We are working on launching our mobile app very soon, and with the mobile app, you do quite a lot of things beyond travel. So I think we answered that question.
All right, thank
Thank
you
you.
very much, sir. Thank you for joining us tonight too. So back to the other question, sir. What common visa application mistakes do Nigerians make, and how can they be avoided?
Nigerians do plenty. These are mistakes. Plenty actually. Number one that I know is common is inconsistency in information. Somebody will apply for visa in January, maybe denied, and then your information that you filled, and this happens mostly because people use agents. Say, I may apply. This person apply for you, and then somebody apply in January. You're an engineer in so company, and they package everything, and then maybe the visa failed. Then you want to reapply for another visa around maybe 4 5 months later, and they say your work now is that you are a government worker. 5 months later, you're a government worker when they are describing your work in your application. So that's inconsistency. And what people don't know is most of these embassy and consulate, they share information, especially like US, Canada, UK, Canada. There are levels that they share applicants' information with each other. So if you apply to UK and in UK you said you are a banker in your visa application, and now you're applying to Canada. In Canada, you say you're a medical doctor.
No.
That's inconsistency. So that bets automatic visa refusal for most people. So you need to be consistent. That's why even if you give an agent to apply on your behalf, request for the application form so that you can see yourself and keep in case you want to reapply yourself for anything later on, you have those information. So I encourage that a lot. Then finances. Yeah. You don't you need to be financially prepared and be like open about your finances with your visa application. I would say 90% why people get, especially Canada visa denial, is proof of fund. That's where Canada's slam no visa for most people. They know that we don't have the money. We say we have most times. People hungry is a country. They are aware too. But how you now put it is now what they are not looking at. Imagine your salary now, let's say 150K monthly, and then you print your account statement of 6 months, and then your closing balance is 80 million. Question kan máa ń béèrè lọ́wọ́ ara wọn nìyẹn pa báwo lẹ́ni ṣe ré 80 million? Ìyanu is a miracle, true. So, and these are part of the reasons why most people
The US also did that.
Yes, so they do, but not as stringent as Canada. UK also do, but it's not even as UK. We only ask for 28-day statements, where Canada will ask for 3 months, 6 months. Only 28 days. That's 1 month statement for UK, and they don't even look like that. But then they are still worried. It's just like common sense to say when your salary is 300,000 monthly, if you are going to have a closing balance, people will say, we have 4 million, 5 million, 6 million, but then you're now showing 45 million, 50 million. Then you must be ready to explain.
How it's together.
Yes.
So
that's
not
why
ask you, they'll just
they will not. So that's why what you're supposed to do is explain yourself. You don't wait for them to ask. So if it's a lump sum where you want to put 45 million in the account and you don't have a way to do 5 million, 3 million, 2 million, which is what we recommend most times, to break the money so that it doesn't come in at once. So if you can't find a way to break it like that, you have to do that for 5 million at once, beam, in the account. Then be ready to add a letter. 45 million in my account, aside my salaries from sales of a property that I recently do in the month of so. then had supporting documents to it. Oh, it says of house, says of solar 10 solar installation for somebody. I sold 1 million bag of cement for somebody. They pay the money for a house construction. You have to find a way to explain it. So that way, you can justify, but most people don't do that. And it's usually a problem for the visa eventually. It's a problem.
Thank you very much, sir. I love this section. I
Me too.
really love it. So, I'll say the last question, sir.
Okay.
So, which country allow visa free or visa on arrival entry?
For that, I was in Rwanda last week, and it's visa on arrival. So there are countries like that. That is when you get to the country, that they will stamp their visa for you. So you don't need visa before you go, such as Rwanda. And I was gonna, I think, okay, talking about Rwanda, if you don't have money, for people that want to relocate, like I'm tired of Nigeria, I don't want to go to US, UK, Canada, I recommend Rwanda because they famously call Rwanda the Singapore of Africa. 100, like 247 power supply,
Wow.
good road networks. I mean, I did some video on my phone of the Okada. There's Okada in Rwanda, but it's not Nigeria Okada. You can't carry two. You by law, you cannot carry two passenger. Everybody, as a Nigerian now, I was looking for a Nigerian Okada man that will not wear helmet.
Hey.
Everybody, helmet. The bike man, the passenger,
Passengers.
everybody on helmet.
Every road.
Everybody on helmet. I'm like, Nigeria. I'm telling you. But Rwanda is a very beautiful country, so it's recommended for very good economy actually. They are doing very well. They are doing very well. I mean,
their work is it per hour or?
No, not per hour actually. Not per hour. But if a Nigerian is trying to relocate to Rwanda, my best recommendation, like if I want to relocate to Rwanda because I can, they have 247 power supply. Their light doesn't blink. Any country that is able to achieve that economically, you're empowering business for the people, So it's a good thing. And if you want to do that, I wouldn't advise anybody going to that environment to go with the mind of work. To go and be looking for work. Go with the mind of business. Starting your own business, maybe sales, trade. You can do importation of whatever sales from Nigeria to Rwanda, have your own store. Kind of. There are plenty Nigerians there. In fact, I saw plenty. Plenty Nigerians that are going to marry. You don't need to buy visa. It's when you get to their country.
What is their currency rate?
They're actually good. I don't know specifically right now. Nigeria, wow. No, you cannot compare Rwanda to. When people ask me, most times, this country, I heard about this country, I want to go there. But we are okay. Economically, so my question is, why are you comparing them with Nigeria or another country? So any country you want to compare with Nigeria economically, just go. Don't waste your time. Just go there first. But if you are saying, you want to compare maybe Rwanda with UK, definitely you can. UK is way ahead. But Rwanda with Nigeria, no. Rwanda is way ahead of Nigeria economically as a country. They are doing better off. They are doing better off. They are doing better. So if you see their state, no.
When you talk that for you to go to relocate to Rwanda, does that mean that you have a job in Nigeria before you travel there?
So it's possible. It's possible to get direct employment before living here. If you're able to liaise with an employer from here. And it's also possible if you're a remote worker, because I have people like that who are remote worker in Nigeria, and they work from home, but they want to go to a better country that's at least not with people. They need good lights, they need good internet, and all of that. Rwanda is a very perfect choice. I have my friend. I have like 3 friends there, no, that were together from Deep Africa back then. He moved there with his wife and daughter because he's a remote worker. He was only looking for a country that would give him steady power supply. He worked from his house with the company he works with are not even in Nigeria too. So perfect for a remote worker. Perfect if you have a direct employment already. More perfect if you're a business person. You start your business and
What if you don't have business? We want to go there.
you can go. My best advice would be arrange for if you want to go to Rwanda now. You in fact maybe this year maybe we will still go together as a team. You don't less than 200, 300,000.
I'm a team.
Yeah, I think. What I want to recommend is you can go on a week tour. You know, survey everywhere, meet people, ask questions. You know, you see with your eyes and meet Nigerians that are there, meet other people. So we're able to do that. UK even drop the water, and I'm not even done with the UK. They were still dropping. They have some UK of us. But there's Romania. And the cost is around.
Right from home.
The cost is around 9 million. I'll check again, I'm not very sure yet. But around 9 million. But then the processing time, it takes about 3 months. And they're not paying. The 9 million is not paid. It's paid until the job is done. Until the visa is out, then you pay and travel. So Romania is on brand, and Romania is also a Schengen country now. So and travel. So there's Romania, then there's Moldova, also an European country. There's Moldova, but we'll update that and share later in general. Yes. It's been a long.
It's been a long session since morning. I wish we could just not call it a thing. I wish we can just continue having this
We should
session.
not stop me.
We should continue. But we don't have any choice. We still have to just call it a day. And I'm still glad to tell you that we're still going to have another interactive session like this coming next time.
Do we have questions online?
Japa offshore.
Do we have no?
So we're still going to have an interactive session like this.
Yeah, we should have part 2.
Yeah, we have part 2. So episode 2 coming. So by the time it's going to come, please let's just keep updated. Let's keep dreaming. Keep imagining, keep saving, and let's keep moving forward till then. And I pray God will help us in Jesus' name. Thank you very much for that question. Travel.org, we make you discover, we make you experience what you discover, and we make you remember the experience you discover.
So just if you're not in the community, please let's join. You know what? One thing where I'm working on personally is also a way to offer people travel loans. There are a lot of travel loans outside. Study, work. There are companies now that are only created to give loan, you know, to people that want to travel, and most of them don't even ask for collateral. Most of them. So I know quite a few, and we are working to partner with some very soon so that people can get loan at least to travel and Japa. And then when you get there, you start working, you start paying back because it's still similar to the sponsorship. Just that it's a loan. When you start working, you start paying and so
Thank you very much.